Good morning. We are grateful to those of you who have taken the time to join us this morning here in person and on Facebook Live for this retired member town hall for Joint Base San Antonio. Here we will go through updates from various presenters, and we'll end with a Q&A session at the end. We also want to thank our many professionals from various service organizations who are with us today. They've taken their own personal time to be here in the spirit of giving and support this event. May we have a hand for them. Thank you. As you see, our agenda is going to be on the screen. At this time, I would like to introduce the commander of the 502nd Air Base Wing and Joint Base San Antonio, Brigadier General Randy P. Oakland, a graduate of the United States Air Force Academy. General Oakland is not unfamiliar with JBSA as he is coming to this command having been the Director of Operations and Communications at AETC Randolph Air Force Base. He holds many degrees and is a command pilot with over 2,600 hours in the F-15C, D, T-37, and T-38. His operational experience includes operations for Northern Watch, Iraqi Freedom, and New Dawn. I could go on, but we'd be here all day. I could go on, but his background in operations and training shows that he is an excellent choice for command of Joint Base San Antonio. So without further ado, General Oakland.
Well, thank you for the kind introduction. It's really good to see you all. I'm glad you came out today. We've got some great information to share with you, and I'm excited to be able to do that. I just want to, if we could, give one more round of applause for all the people who came out to support today, from the panel to the experts around the room. Really appreciate it. So I've only been in this particular position for a few weeks, but I'm learning quickly, and I appreciate that we have a large retirement community here in the greater San Antonio area, and so I'm committed to ensuring that we're doing everything that we can to support our retirees. And I want to thank you to the extent that you are a retiree out here today for your long-term commitment and service to our nation. As I know, many of you, served not only while you were actively serving in the military, but continue to serve in your current roles. And so I appreciate that very much. And from a service member's perspective, want to ensure that we've got a great relationship with you as we go forward. I also want to recognize any surviving spouses we might have in attendance today for your service and sacrifice. I want to also recognize Colonel Felix Santiago, who is our JBSA Council co-chair. If we can give him a hand, please. And Mr. Joe Silva, our Fort Sam Houston Retirement Services Officer. And then more broadly, our Retired Military Council and our Force Support Group Ops team, represented today by Colonel Marie Slack. So we have I'm told at least, we have over 150,000 military retirees living in the greater San Antonio area. It's a big number. And our Retiree Council is co-chaired by an officer and a non-commissioned officer by regulatory design to represent the interests of all retired members, families, and surviving spouses. And our 502nd Force Support Group commander right next to me here represents the Air Base Wing as the Council's chartering authority. 3 members have served in the Chief of Army Retired Soldier Council, Major Jim Cunningham from San Antonio, Colonel Norris Posen in Houston, and most recently until this year, Colonel Felix Santiago, and now starting a 4-year tenure, Command Sergeant Major Donna Balderston. Can we give them all a round of applause, please? All right, our retiree volunteers are visible in some of the most impactful areas of Joint Base San Antonio: the Fisher House, BAMC, the USO, Wilford Hall, and the Retiree Activities Offices. They provide valuable mentorship and support to actively serving members and support the transition to the retiree community. Individuals like John Scanlon, an Air Force retiree with 50 years of combined military and civilian service under his belt, who volunteered at BAMC with the mission to brighten the spirits of those he encounters. A little higher? Okay, sorry. So today's important. I want you to feel comfortable to not only take the information that we're going to provide, but also to ask questions. We're going to leave time for that toward the end. And your feedback's really important to us. We want to not just engage with you today, but we want to engage with you after today. So hopefully we can use today as a springboard to maintaining that relationship. And we're looking forward to sharing your military retiree story of service to inspire our next generation to serve, and to take back the resources and information that are provided today to your communities to help inform others of the services that we offer. And we look forward to continuing to be engaged with you and your feedback on how we can best serve and connect with our retiree community. And with that said, I'll turn it over to Colonel Santiago.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I hope I can be heard back there, but of course, Felix Santiago has stated that I'm a soldier for life, just like you're a Marine for life, Airman for life, Guardian for life these days, and sailors and airmen. I presume we have some Coast Guards over here, so welcome as well. I just have a couple of minutes to highlight a couple of important items over here. Number one, we're about 0.7%.
You're on.
I'm on. 0.7% of the U.S. population. So you're a very unique segment of our population, but that also carries a number of responsibilities, as the General highlighted properly. We have a responsibility to educate our neighborhoods about what it is to serve in the U.S. military and what is the U.S. military all about. Certainly sharing those experiences with even the challenges, the discipline that you underwent through it, but also inspiring that next generation, as the General will highlight it. The next slide, please. That representation of less than 1%, it changes over here on the ground because clearly, these are 3-year-old numbers. Right now, we're about 150,000 retired members in the JBSA area of responsibility. Well, guess what? Texas has about 230,000 retired members, and this represents about 62% of. So it's a fairly big conglomerate of the retired member community. You probably noticed that I don't use the word retiree, although it's well accepted. I consider myself retired because I remain linked, informed about the institutional services. So I encourage each and every one of you to remain connected with our military. One of the major concerns of the retired member community that has been surveyed is the fact that as you make the transition, you lose connectivity with your service. So that's where General Oakland's team and leadership come in play in making this particular platform available to you. We have the Retiree Appreciation Days, but this particular one will offer you an opportunity to voice out any particular challenges and issues that you may be facing. Last slide, please. I'll ask the members of the council. We have about 17 volunteer, talented senior command sergeant majors and officers that serve in the Retired Military Council here at JBSA. Our quest is to represent you, voice your issues locally, but also nationally. So whatever cannot be resolved over here by your team, sir, he will float it to the different services, him and his team. We do that in the Army through IMCOM. When the General mentioned that I sat on the Chief of Staff of the Army Retired Soldier Council, I had the medical lead. So that means TRICARE for life issues, Medicare issues, access to MTFs. Those are issues that are addressed at national level. They get directly to the Chief of the Services. The U.S. Air Force has a retiree council here in Randolph Air Force Base, and I'll ask John Lindgren, who is a member of that council, to stand up for a second and raise your arm. John?
Where's John?
Where are you? He disappeared for a second.
He left.
So, okay. Okay, let me ask all the members of the council, raise your hand, and I'll encourage each and every one of you to connect with these folks today. And if you're unable to connect with them, at least pick up a sheet back there, and we have contact numbers there. So whenever you're facing a particular challenge, whether it is of local nature or legislative nature, please alert us to it, and we'll take those forward for you. Thank you very much. Soldier for life.
Thank you, Colonel Santiago. Well, our next speaker is the new commander of the 502nd Force Support Group, Colonel Marie Slack. She will now, okay, applause. She will now give us a brief overview of the JBSA Connect application.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Greater San Antonio community, and aloha. Okay, I was checking. We're in Texas. Howdy, y'all. I can do that too. I can do that too. We have a great life. I'm not going to spend time. We asked Jim not to read my resume because coming up behind General Oakland, it's like, what did you? You haven't even done anything yet. You're not even wet behind the ears. But for my 24 years of service as the current FSG commander, I do want to take this opportunity because, like Felix said, we say 2% of Americans currently serve in our military, less than 1% retire. So I salute all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your service. And so because of your service, we want to give the love back to you. And so we have a great lineup for you today. I just want to start us off and then let you meet our SMEs so you can put a face to the name of all the programs we have here. So I just want to start off with our JBSA app. If you are not familiar with this app, please take the time to download it. What we are working on now is a retired military tile, so that once you get this app on your phone, tablet, the website, on your computer, we will have a tile for military retirees across all services that will link you to all the information that we're providing you today and any new information that will come later. So we'll just have that tile so you don't have to search all over the internet or the web to find resources and to find information about contacts. We will have a tile on the app, and then you can click on that app and it'll take you where you need to go. So I really just wanted to put a shameless plug in there for that app. Please take advantage of it. And again, you're here to meet and greet with all of our SMEs across the installations. So we want to leave all the time up to them. Please ask your questions if something's burning inside that you want to know about, because we have the right people here to answer. And if we can't answer today, trust me, Felix will ensure that I do push-ups and then that I get that information out to you after the fact. So thank you so much for being here. We're very pleased with the crowd today. And thank you again for your time. We know it's week 0 of college football, so we'll make sure you can get back and watch that today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Colonel Slack. Now then, many of us probably need professional help from time to time. Well, here today we have from our legal department, Lieutenant Richard Chen, who's going to tell us all about the legal things that we can do here. Colonel Chen.
Thanks, Major Cunningham. Good morning, everyone. I am Lieutenant Colonel Richard Chen. I'm your staff judge advocate for the Legal Assistance Office here located at Fort Sam Houston. What I want to highlight today is my team of legal assistants, attorneys, and paralegals. They're back there in one of the third tables on your left-hand side. And that team there will take care of you and answer any questions you have on a whole host of issues that you may be facing and your families and dependents may be facing. So we cover everything from estate planning to family law, consumer protection issues you may be facing. I've got a QR code up there for appointments. We do appointments by, meetings by appointment only with attorneys. However, if you have notaries or power of attorneys that you need to get signed off, those are by walk-in, and our hours are located on there as well. Finally, I just want to put our location on there. Our eligibility for services, though, I do want to highlight that. That's for retired members and dependents with a valid military ID. So if you are a military member that has a different ID, come check with our team back there to see if you qualify for the services, because I know there's some questions about that some years, all right? Ultimately, all the information on the slide is back there with the team as well. We have little flyers to take home. We have worksheets as well if you're interested in updating your wills and thinking about what do I need to do, what information do I need to have before I come in for an appointment, so that'll speed that process along as well. All right, we'll be back in that table back there. Great to have everyone here. Have a great morning.
Thank you, Colonel Chen. The next speaker asked me to tell you this. Don't fret or worry and let it kill you. See your chaplain. So, our next speaker is Chaplain Major Robert Sterling, and he'll tell us about chaplain services available to us.
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to be here at Joint Base San Antonio. I've been here for about 6 weeks now. I serve as a part of the Garrison Chaplain team, along with Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Dix. We just want to say welcome and highlight for you the services that are available here on Joint Base San Antonio. One of the more diverse kinds of offerings in terms of the numbers and kinds of services that we have to offer. I do want to say these services are all open to every person that can get onto the post. If you have an ID card, you're welcome to come to these services. I do want to highlight the addition of a 3 p.m. on Sundays Wicca service. Got started up 2 weeks ago. I've seen a pretty good turnout for that so far. But really any of those services, daytime place, as Colonel Chen said, we've got my information back there as well if you want to take a picture of it or come back to the table. It is also recently updated on the JBSA Connect app as well. So there's a Chaplain Corps tile that you can just click on, and it'll give you all of these days, time, and places, as well as a telephone number to call. You can talk to Mr. Jesus Vallejo and get information about services at our chapels. We do have the next slide, a few events coming up. A marriage couples seminar. It's going to be every Friday starting on September 6th, hosted by our Family Life Chaplain. It's going to be about a 2-hour block each Friday. Everyone is welcome to attend. There's a QR code for registration. We've also got that information back there as well. Right here in this building, every Friday we do have our Jewish services. The month of October is a very big month in terms of the high holy days. If you ever wanted to check them out, these services are open to everyone to come and explore, but they take place mostly right here in this building. A lot of stuff coming up in the fall, and I've got all the flyers in the back of the room, but it's good to meet you and hope to get to see you back there by our banner. Thanks.
Our next speaker is Lieutenant Stephen Dews from the Security Forces. He'll highlight items regarding security posture, access to military installations, and awareness of key security issues across JBSA.
Good morning, everyone. I know there's something near and dear to your heart, and Stephen over there keeps talking to me about the commissary. All right. Let's talk about the VC construction. So at I-35, Walters is completed. Matter of fact, we just moved the trailer yesterday, and we have the trailer in a covert operation place because we have to make sure that we make sure the general is 100. So with that being said, the I-35 VCC, we kicked around taking the trailer up there, and I made a few suggestions, and there wasn't a viable place for it. So we ended up cutting the VCC in half at I-35. So when you walk in there, you can be like, where are all these people sitting around? They're going to be on the port side. The VCC people are on the starboard side. I know I have a sailor in here that know what I'm talking about. I see his cover right now. But for everybody else, Army, that's the left side for the VCC people and the right side for the Air Force gets it, for the individuals that are trying to get on board. Procedures have not changed. It's a lot of people get upset that they have to come in there and, do paperwork just to get on. We're trying to keep everyone safe. We don't want the individuals to come on this installation that have ill-got things on their mind. All right, enough about the VCC. Now, one more thing about the VCC. You're going to be like, well, are they doing any construction in there? No, sir, they haven't started yet. Visitors Control Center. Hoorah. You were in the Army, were you? I'm not going to pick on you. I'm just going to just say that. All right. So for those of us that drive Vets, Camaros, I don't know, Yugos. Some of us are old enough to know what a Yugo is.
This is the speeding population you have to worry about. So make sure you hit on this bullet really well.
Yes, yes. So the speeding on the base is off the chain. That's a young folks term. That means it's loose. I need y'all to pay attention to what you're doing when you're on board the installation. Because when you get pulled over and one of the DAF or one of the airmen says, hey, my radar caught you doing 17, you can be like, 17? Yeah, in a school zone, over the speed limit. Be careful, because those tickets can be hard on your driving privileges on board the installation. Even though everybody know what an armed forces traffic ticket is. We do. But everybody doesn't know what an 1805 is. Magistrate ticket. That's the one where you got to go downtown and see some federal judge saying, why are you speeding on the base anyway? Ain't nothing going nowhere. Commissary going to be still there. The exchange might get bigger. I've been here long enough to know that they tore one down and built a new one. They're not going nowhere. Their jobs is to make us more comfortable. Your job is to get there safely. So pay attention to those speeding times, because school just started. So people that's going up and down Winans and Nursery, trying to get to that back gate before it closes, we're going to keep it open till you get out. All right. Unfortunately, we've had a rash of situations going on in certain parts of the installation. For those of us, because I know we have retirees sitting here right now that stay on board the installation, I need you guys to be mentors to all the other folks in your neighborhood. Don't just get out of your vehicle and, walk inside. We are not in Devine, Texas. Everybody leaves everything open out there. Stone Oak. We're not living over there neither. We're on board the installation. I need you to physically secure your stuff. If you got one of them fancy things, like a certain colonel over there, retired colonel sitting, don't do that. Go up to the door and press lock and then close it. Then you know that it was locked. Because if you come and say, hey, I secured my stuff, I hit the remote. That's why I got my thing right here so y'all can have something to look at. My lady over there with the shades on saying, what is he talking about? I see you, ma'am. I'm going to pull it up so you can see it. All right, so this is a little remote control for my vehicle. If your battery is weak and you think you done locked it because you pressed it, okay, I locked it. That's not 100% for sure when you're filling out your police report. I need you to be able to say, I physically locked my door. I'm foot stomping that real hard. Make sure your windows are up. Let's go on to your houses. Some of these folks over here think that they can leave their windows unlocked. A couple of years ago, we had an individual that was tiptoeing around, taking bikes and stuff like this. General, this is before your time, sir. And this guy was just jumping the fence and doing this and doing that and going in people's residence close to the fence line, going through their stuff when he didn't see any lights on. When you guys go out of town, let us know so we can make frequent drives near your residence. I know my new major would probably be saying, Lieutenant Dudes, don't say that to them. Yes, let us know. The Army knows what I'm talking about. When they go out of town, they let the BDOC know that I'm out of town. There's a little paper you fill out, and, everybody has to go by your house and check it at least once or twice a day. Make that happen. All right, next slide. All right, these are the phases that's stopping you guys from getting to the commissary. One more commissary over there. Commissary, like, we are open all the time, 08 to 2000. 6 days a week, right? Correct? Except for on Sunday? Hoorah. Oh, 7 days a week, as I was. All right, so we actually doing this in phases. We are in the phase that's hurting everybody over about Pat's Chaffee right now, because people at Pat's Chaffee, they like to come out and get to that Walters Gate as soon as they possibly can. Go the other way. There are other gates. Share the wealth. Because that construction area, they're probably maybe 50% done now because they done formed up a lot. And they're getting ready to put some cement down and bring the little turf and all that stuff and put it down and make it hot. But those are the phases. It shouldn't affect you guys now because you can come in Walters. You'll be able to come up to the light, either go straight or make a right, and you can get to the commissary or the exchange. The thrift shop is the other way. So those of you that, I know the thrift shop, I'm giving y'all a shout out, but the thrift shop is to the left when you get up there, to the light. They have stuff too. But man, I tell you, FSG. All right, so with that being said, this is an ongoing process, and it's going all the way down. If you see the warehouses down there to your right, that's 4196. That's where it's going to stop. We call that the Fox Curve. About 9 years ago, we had a police officer that was driving in that curve and almost hit a fox and turned his vehicle over. Yes, sir. I suspect that some things was going on, might have been driving too fast. I don't know how you turned a, yes, sir, yes, sir, in that curve, right there where that arrow is at. All right, with that being said, we're going to give you some, take a picture of this next. This is ways to get a hold of all your police departments. I'm sorry, Air Force, security forces teams on all 3 installations. The one up there for Fort Sam also taps in on Camp Bullis. So if you have something going on at Camp Bullis and you need to holler at us, give them people a phone call. I'll be here for questions because I have to be.
Thank you, Lieutenant Deuce. Our next speaker is Ms. Katie Taylor from the 502nd Support Squadron Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Office, and she's going to cover all kinds of stuff.
Howdy, y'all. How are you doing?
For those of you that don't know, she's an expectant mother.
Yeah, 2 weeks left, 2 weeks. Thank y'all. So I am Katie Taylor, and this is Connie Susko.
Hello.
And we're going to give you a quick brief on everything we've got going on with our FSS. We are the Fun Squadron. If you don't know who we are MWR. So Connie's going to kick it off. You ready, Miss Connie?
So we've got golf courses. Did you know we actually have 4 of them here at JBSA? There's 2 of them over at right here on Fort Sam Houston, one at Randolph and one at Lackland. And they are actually open to civilians. So if you have neighbors or friends that have no military affiliation whatsoever, they can come on too. We can get them 6-month passes so they can come and play and have just as much fun as all of you can. You just have to contact one of these 3 gentlemen, depending on which one of the facilities you want to use, and they will hook you up.
All right, we also have clubs. I know some of you should be familiar with this. We have clubs on each of our 3 main locations. We've got catering. So on Randolph, we've got Parr and Kendrick Club, and then Gateway Club at Lackland, and then, of course, our Fort Sam Houston Golf Course is our club here at Fort Sam. They do catering, they do weddings, rehearsal dinners, celebrations of life, birthdays, anniversary parties, baby showers, etc. Anything that you can think of, they will cater for you. You just got to give them a call.
All right, and it is hot out there, but that is not a reason to have a dirty vehicle. Use our touchless car wash right here at Fort Sam Houston.
All righty. I'm very guilty. My car is filthy. I'm going to go hit that up after we leave here. All right, and we've got bowling centers on each of our 3 main locations, Lackland, Fort Sam, and Randolph. Right now, leagues are forming. We have our MWR tables over here, these navy blues. See those ladies raising their hands? Miss Alex, Miss Megan. Give them a shout after this, and they will give you all the information for all of our bowling leagues.
We also have an amazing outdoor recreation, actually 3 different facilities, plus we have Canyon Lake. We've got boats, all kinds of boats, speed boats, pontoon boats, fishing boats, kayaks, all kinds of fun stuff to get out there in the water, even though I know that Canyon Lake's a little low. It still technically has water in it. You can also rent campers. If you're not a Pioneer girl, I'm not a Pioneer girl. I need to have a camper. I need to have an RV. I need air conditioning. I need actual electricity, that sort of stuff. You can go rent them over there. Let's see, we also have canopies because we need to stay out of the sun. You know, we got to shade ourselves. They have all different types of shades of that. They have, oh my gosh, there's so many things. We have all the information over there. They've got margarita machines. They got cotton candy machines. We got the party happening, so come and see us.
Absolutely, they are fantastic. Make sure you hit them up. We also have an auto hobby shop. We have one, guys, and that is at Lackland. But they are self-help, and they will help you. So we've got tool sets, lifts, Again, self-help maintenance. You can schedule your service maintenance, and then we also have, they're all certified mechanics, so give them a call, hit them up. Really great resource to tap into.
Alrighty, now if you don't need to rent an RV from one of our facilities because you already own your own, you obviously have to store them because HOAs don't let you put them in your driveway anymore. We've got storage facilities for you all over the city. We've got them in all the different locations, and they're actually pretty reasonable compared to the ones downtown, so check them out.
Okay, and then for all of your framing needs, we have 2 frame shops, one at Lackland and one at Randolph. These facilities are fantastic. They will mat, they will cut, they will do anything tailored to you. So flags, retirement medals, all of that stuff, go ahead and check them out. It is fantastic.
Yes. And we've got JBSA Recreation Park Canyon Lake. Like I said, we own a big, giant part of Canyon Lake. You can take your own boats up there. You can take your own camping equipment up there if you want to. Or if you don't want to be bothered with that, you just want to show up and live the glamping life, they have all of that up there also. We've got all different types. We've got big lodges. You want to bring the whole family. Or if you just want to do a little couples thing, they got little, like, tiny little cabins for you. They've got boats up there already for you. Or, like I said, you can take your own boat up there and drop it in. They've got fishing, they've got hiking paths, they've got tons of wildlife up there that are very friendly. You can feed the deer and get to know the wildlife up there. Alrighty. Okay. That's it.
All right, last one,
the
guys. No, we're not done
Oh.
yet. We have more. We have more.
Who's got the hook?
All right, so also on each of our installation locations, we have parks, Salado Creek, we've got Eberly at Randolph. You can rent them. There's pavilions available. You can host any of your activities, soirees, get-togethers outdoors in our parks. We also have JBSA community events. If you are not familiar with these guys, we year-round have amazing events happening, and we've got a big fall lineup coming up. So we've got Oktoberfest coming up on September 28th. That's going to be right here at Fort Sam Houston. Make sure you check us out. We're going to have a costume contest. We've got some Oompa bands. We've got food trucks, a whole bunch of fun for the family. We also have Fall Fest on the 19th. That's going to be at Lackland. We've got a pumpkin patch. We've got youth coming out. Again, more food trucks, because who doesn't love a good food truck? And then we have Spooktacular at Randolph. So you've got something at each one of our main locations. Definitely come check us out. All family fun. We've got leisure travel and ITT. Amazing. And then we are very unique. Our Lackland ITT will actually tailor an entire vacation package for you. So if you haven't visited our Lackland ITT, suggest you check them out. Information at one of our tables. Again, we have an RV park, and then we have so many fitness centers that have programming happening all the time. So with that being said, we are now done, but we want to make sure that you check us out. We've got our magazine up here, the QR code down there. We also have tangible magazines over at our tables. And then we are on social media, so we've got a bunch of different socials that you can check us out. Make sure you give us a visit and a holler. Thank you guys for taking us or having us up here.
Wow, I'm exhausted. Our next speaker is Miss Katie Taylor, and she's going to talk to the 502nd Support and Squadron Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. Next slide. Okay. Is she here? Oh. Yeah, here you are. You were hiding.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Devon Paul, and I'm with the Military and Family Readiness Center. We have 3 locations at Lackland, Randolph, and here at Fort Sam Houston. The Military and Family Readiness Center is open to all branches of service, so regardless to where you stay, whatever is convenient for you, you're more than welcome to utilize either of the facilities that we have. The Family Readiness Center is geared towards establishing program services, events, community outreaches that support, that enhances our quality of life here in the JBSA area. So basically, we're here for you to service you in any support that you may need. We have several programs that are listed up here, but there's so many more that we unfortunately don't have time to go into detail of each one of them. I'll be here towards the after the briefings are over, along as well with Miss Stacy Long in the back. So if you have any questions about any of our programs, how you can get involved, whether it's coming out to volunteer, if you're interested in Microsoft Office classes, or if you are, this is a voting year, so we're trying to get everyone to come out and vote. If you need assistance with registering to vote, to know where to go, how to go, we have voting representatives that are located at all 3 of our installations to provide that support for you guys as well. Survivor benefits, whether you're Army or Air Force, Navy, Marines, we can point you in the right direction. So don't hesitate to ask those questions that you may have. We'll be in the back of the room available to you for any support that you may need. Thank you.
Next, I'm proud to introduce a servant leader that I've known for many years. Our extremely capable retiree service officer for JBSA, Master Sergeant Joe Silvas, U.S. Army retired. He will now cover some areas of special interest to retirees.
Good morning. Thank you all for your service, and thank you all for y'all's attendance virtually and in person. It is a privilege and an honor and privilege to serve you as a retired community and military survivors as your installation and retirement service officer. The other RSO office, not religious services, but military retirement services. Also, my co-worker in the back, Miss Nadia, is back there as well. We have a table here for you. Our services is for every branch of service. Every branch. Even though we wear Army, though we're employed by the Air Force and run an Army function, our Army function is pre-retirement. But once we're in receipt of our DD-214, we can assist and service every branch of service, to include Coast Guard. Every branch of service. That is a miscommunication out there. They always see the retirement service office and assume that it's the RSO for Army. Not so. Come see us. You know, there's a lot of information out here to gather, online, in person. One thing I'll let you know is we have a lot of retired members that are losing money on their retirement pay. Come by, see us for an audit. We are located at the Joint Personnel Processing Center. We have a flyer with our hours. We're there Monday through Friday, 0730 to 1500. Except for Thursdays, we do close at 11, and the federal holidays, and or there's sometimes we get a 3-day, 4-day weekend as well. We are there to service you as your finance officers. We are your DFAS link here on the ground, in person. Show of hands, who's called DFAS at their 1-800 number? Don't do that. Come by, see us. Who's ever gotten through? How many of you gotten through to DFAS? Very few. A lot lesser hands now. Come by and see us. It's a walk-in service. We're going to have access just like you call that 1-800 number, but now we're taking care of your service in person. That's for the retired member to include their surviving spouses as well. We can take care of every branch. You're talking about taxes, looking for the 1099. You're changing your account number, routing number, updates to your addresses, phone numbers, emails. Everything we can take care of there for you. We could also, if you're needing assistance, we have the outreach that we can go out with our mission partners and make contact with them, making appointments for you as well. And if you need ID card assistance, you're also going to make contact with us so we can assist you on making those appointments as well. Thank you. Next. Couple of highlights here. You're also going to start receiving additional emails from us of upcoming Retiree Appreciation Days. So we got the one in the Houston area, so those that are in person that may have driven from Houston or those are virtually, it is going to be on the 12th of October. It's always on that first Saturday during the Columbus Day weekend. We'll go from 8 a.m. till 1. And then here at Fort Sam at Joint Base San Antonio with our partnered Brooke Army Medical Center, that's on the 19th of October. Again, I cannot express that we are there for your service. Like I mentioned, it is a privilege and an honor to privilege to service for you as your local DFAS retirement service officer. Now, I'm going to throw in a little bit of Army, but this is for everyone because you know if you get online, you can go to any and all websites. We have a Soldier for Life handbook. This is for the retired community. Even though it is labeled with Army, you can go down there on the Soldier for Life website and download this. It has great information. You can download it in safekeeping for yourself. Thank y'all for y'all's service. Thank y'all for y'all's attendance. Thank you, Jim.
I was told I was not loud enough. I now wanted to introduce you to Chief Master Sergeant Deborah Mosley, United States Air Force retired, who is the Director of the Retired Activities Office at Randolph Air Force Base. She will provide an overview of their support for retired military members and their families. Deborah.
Good morning. Can you see me back there? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for coming out. Let me take these off. I don't need my extra eyes. I appreciate everything that you do for the community. As I said, I'm Deborah Mosley. I'm the Director for Retiree Activities Office at Randolph. I have two of my great volunteer members in the back. I have Alan Caraval. He's my operations officer. And I have Pepsi Mike David in the back. He's on my driving course instructor, so you can get 10% off your insurance. So keep that in mind. Couple of things that we do, we help folks out with my pay updates and changes, bank allotment changes. We get a lot of customers regularly for that. Casualty assistance, we pass out VA information. If you lose your DD Form 214, you can come see us. We will go online and we will order your DD Form 214 for you. You will receive an email within 3 to 7 business days with your DD Form 214, or less if it's for emergency reasons like a funeral. So we are there to serve. We also schedule, we're busy, January through April. Phone rings off the hook. We have partnered with AARP to provide tax assistance. Some of our volunteers actually fill out your taxes over at the library at Randolph Air Force Base. We have also partnered with AARP. That's why Dave is allowed to teach the instructor's course, because AARP trained him to teach that course. That's also held on Randolph at the library. Call our office for further information. We service all branches. We turn nobody away. If you have a question, we will research and find that answer for you. And if we can't answer it, we call Joe Silvas. We have connections in the community. We will be having JBSA Randolph Retiree Appreciation Day 2 November. Come out and see us. There will be 47 plus services out there. As you can see today, we have some great services. They'll also be there that day. We will hopefully have flu immunizations available that day as well. So come on out and see us. Next slide. We volunteer Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. There's a group of 26 of us. I check my email regularly, Monday through Friday, and we also have an organizational email box that we work. Our team stays very, very busy taking care of the community. We are located in Randolph, right there by the ID card section. I think that's all I have, except for if you want to volunteer, come on out. There's only a few requirements: fingerprints and background checks. We would love to have you join our team. We've also stood up an office at Lackland, so I am going to transition to Dr. Harper.
All right. Hey, all right. Thank you, Debbie. Look. Let me just, I'm Fred Harper. I just happen to be the director at Lackland. We just opened up a new office there. We're trying to get some traction, so we are the new persons we the new group on the block. So we just trying to get here. We did our first rad last year. Good Lord, what a blessing that was. And trying to get in to get to know that, get some traction. Look, we need volunteers, y'all. in our office. So if you got some time, but we are able to, we kind of a one-stop shop there at Lakeland. We're in building 1561. So we got ID cards, pay section is upstairs for my pay if you need those type of issues. We got a VA office across the street in the Readiness Center. We kind of like a one-stop shop for survival benefit plan if you need assistance with that. I got my helper in the back. Wave your hand, Nita. That's my spouse, y'all. It's only like 3 of us, 4 of us. We're Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays from 9 to 12. That's our office hours. Come in, stop by. Look, we're there to serve. We have a passion for just helping out. So everybody's situation is different. Even though we have those services available to you, there was a lady that called from North Carolina. She got our number from the afterburner, and she was just trying to find information. She wanted to adopt a canine, a military working dog. And true enough, I didn't even know we had that capacity in the area. After doing some research, I was able to put her in contact with somebody that was able to help her adopt a canine. I'm just saying, everybody's situation is different. We are there to help. We have a passion for helping our people. Look, come by, stop by. If you got time to volunteer, we can help you out with that. Hey, look, just help us. Come through, visit us. Sit down and let's communicate. Find out what we need to do to help you. Phone numbers, we are listed. Make sure you contact us. I think that's about it. Yeah. All right. Bless you. Okay, I'm good.
Thank you for those updates. We are blessed to have one of the largest, if not the largest, teaching hospitals in the U.S. military here in San Antonio. Here to highlight key resources to facilitate your access to medical care and provide an update on the layout for our upcoming Retiree Appreciation Day on October 19th at Brooke Army Medical Center is Sergeant Major William Torres, U.S. Army retired, with the BAMC Patient Experience Branch. It's not on.
Good morning, General. Good morning, Colonel, Sergeant Majors. So my name is William Torres. I'm actually the Deputy Chief for Patient Experience and also the ICE Manager for Brooke Army Medical Center. For some of y'all, I know you guys have already submitted some ICE. If you have not heard of any response, please get with me afterwards, and I'll definitely be able to look it up and see what's going on with it. Also upcoming, we have our Retiree Appreciation Day, which is coming up 19 October. That is a great opportunity to come through Brooke Army Medical Center and see many of the clinics that we will have available. We also have dermatology. They are coming back this year to actually have certain appointments, very limited appointments, in order to do skin cancer checks. We also have the mammograms that we had very successful in 2023. We had approximately over 4,000 beneficiaries that showed up last year for 2023. For 2023, we had actually over 7,000. For the previous one, we had 4,000. So there was an increase of about 3,000 beneficiaries that came through. So we were very successful at Brooke Army Medical Center for this. Please find yourself on that particular day. It'll be a great opportunity to see many of the clinics that are open and ask many questions. Next slide. So the slide previous that was already passed by, that is kind of like the setup. The setup will actually be in the medical mall, right by the pharmacy area. That will be where majority of a lot of the clinics will have their tables. And they will also have pulmonary, and they will also do some pulmonary tests. So it's a great opportunity. This is kind of like the layout. This is not official as of yet because we're still working with a lot of the clinics and also with JBSA, making sure that we have enough tables and everything needs to be situated properly. Next slide. Next slide. So right here is access to care support. We do have a team here today, which is sitting over here to my left, Ms. Reese Floyd Miller. If you could please stand up so they can see where you're at, because I know they'll be coming to your table after this. She handles all the TRICARE, basically managed care beneficiary services. Any questions that you have to access the care referrals, any of those type of issues, please come by our table. Next slide. So beneficiary services, they basically can answer your questions on TRICARE, referrals, billing. They can do many things in our office. Our office is actually located over at Brooke Army Medical Center on the first floor, right by the flagpole entrance. Our hours of operation is 7:30 to 4:30, and Monday through Friday. Even on training holidays, we will still have a half staff there, so we will still be present for duty. They also have referral management. We have the referral management team sitting over here. If you please stand up so they can see you. So if you have any issues with your referrals, they can definitely answer those particular questions. We also have the Humana team, which she can definitely answer all your TRICARE questions. Next slide. MHS Genesis, our friendly neighbor. He is here today. He found his way here. We made sure that we told him that it was given a lot of food out here, so that's why he's here. So now, if you have any issues with Genesis, which probably is 3/4 of the group that's out here, please stop by his table. Do not attack him. He will definitely have some answers for you. Next slide. So patient experience branch, again, we're located on the first floor. We have many services. We also provide medical power attorneys. I have some here today. I also have the living will that you can actually fill out. The medical power attorney is normally given to individuals that if you have an issue where you feel that you're going to become incompetent, where you cannot make medical decisions, that is the form that you need to have filled out. We can actually do that today because I can actually get individuals that can witness your signature, and I can take it back with me and make sure that it goes into your medical records. Next slide. All right, subject to all your questions that you have, which is probably mostly TRICARE, after the brief, I'm pretty sure they'll have an opportunity to go by the table and actually answer those questions. Again, thank you for coming. Brooke Army Medical Center welcomes everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Major Torres. Our next speakers are Ms. Tracy Blackburn and Ms. Marcy Ramirez from the Veterans Benefit Administration. They will give us an update on services available from the Veterans Administration.
Hi, good morning.
Green light.
Green light says go.
Green light says go.
Good morning. I am actually a supervisor with the Department of Veterans Affairs, but I don't know how to work a microphone. Sorry. So Marcy and I are both veterans. We both work at the Department of Veterans Affairs. We are part of the Veterans Benefits Administration. So when you look at here, you see that we have the Department of Veterans Affairs. It is a huge government organization. However, we're divided into 3 different entities, and often we are confused. Veterans come in and they're confused about which department we work for. We are the Veterans Benefits Administration. We handle the disability compensation. We handle your pension. We handle fiduciary care. We have education, VR&E, which is, we have home loans. We do insurance, administrative reviews, military to civilian programs. Marcy is a military services coordinator. She works with those who are being medically boarded from the service. So she is part of the IDES program, the Integrated Disability Evaluation System. Marcy is full of information. She is my most knowledgeable employee that works with us. She's been with us for a long time. And I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have Marcy next to me. So the other side of the VA is the Veterans Healthcare Administration. We have absolutely nothing to do with them. Although we are part of the Veterans Affairs, our systems do not talk. So when you come in and you say, I want to enroll in healthcare, and we say, that's not us, that is truly not us. You have to go to the Veterans Healthcare offices and eligibility and enrollment, and they're at all the clinics that are located around town. They are putting up so many different clinics, I can't even begin to tell you where all their clinics are. And then we have the National Cemetery. We do work side by side with all 3 of them. I mean, well, obviously, we work with all 3 of them because I am the Benefits Administration. But we work with the healthcare and we work with the cemetery because we're often out in the communities together. We are never separate. We always work together. I have built that bridge. I have worked hard at making sure that wherever healthcare and the cemetery is, that VBA is alongside of them because we are partners no matter what. And the majority of my team in our office are all veterans. Probably 98% of the employees that work here in San Antonio are veterans. So what's new? I'm going to let Marcy talk about the PACT Act.
Good morning, everybody. It's green, right? You can hear me? Speak up a little louder, right? It's there. So everybody is aware of the PACT Act. There is very, very specific criteria. If you were involved in any of the locations that we have on one of these screens, we can take a look at possibly service connecting additional conditions that you might have had and been denied before, and we can take a look at it, because now the opportunity is available for us to reopen those cases. Is that better? I got to talk out the side of it.
It takes 2 mics to work.
Is this better? Yes! I mean, I could talk louder too. So if you have been previously denied for a condition, let's go with the respiratory stuff, right? If you were previously denied respiratory and you had prior service in Iraq, Afghanistan, Djibouti, all these different places, we can take a look at it now, because now you have qualifying service for that time period, and we might be able to service connect something that was previously denied, and it could help increase your benefits. So you want to make sure, if you have questions, please come see us and we can discuss that a little bit better for you. Or you can come make appointments at our facility that's located at the one, okay. You can make appointments to come see our team over there, and they can definitely answer questions and file claims for you. So these are some of the additional locations that were added. If you were involved in any of these locations, please come take a look and ask us some questions, and we can clear some stuff up for you. Here is the laundry list of new presumptive conditions. There are a lot of cancers, So if you have any of those issues going on that you've been diagnosed with, please come and see us. The other big thing is respiratory disorders. So you have your chronic bronchitis, pulmonary, obstructive pulmonary disease, rhinitis, sinusitis, all these emphysema type of conditions. Please come and see us. Those are the big ones that everybody's like, I had that forever and I got denied. Well, now we can take a look at those, okay? How do we file a claim? There's a couple of different ways. Everybody's got an app. The VA has one as well. You go to va.gov, log into your portal, you'll have access to all of your information. You can actually file a claim through that portal, and it will hit our system almost immediately. If you come into our office and do an old way paper claim, we'll take the claim, but it has to get sent to a scanning vendor, and it's going to take a couple of weeks for that information to get uploaded. So if you're calling for status and nothing has changed, that's usually why it takes us a couple of weeks to upload that information. But if you do it online, we get it like that, and we can start working on your claims, okay?
So where to file the old-fashioned claims? That's at the Northwest Healthcare Clinic. We have moved from Frank Tejeda off of Babcock out in the medical center. And we are now located in a beautiful facility, actually, at the Northwest Healthcare Center. We're located on the 3rd floor, but just like everybody else, COVID changed the way we do business. We don't do walk-ins the way that we used to. Everybody has to schedule an appointment to come in and see one of my counselors. I am the coach over the public contact team, which is the Veteran Service Center, who assists in you filing your claims, finding out claim status, you know, how to file a supplemental claim. And what is a supplemental claim? That's if you were previously denied for a claimed condition, and maybe now you fall under the presumptive. So my team can help you file that along with our service organizations who are out there as well. We are the only official VA office in the state of San Antonio. Any of the VA offices located out at the bases are actually part of Department of Labor. You will encounter our employees here. They are, you know, public contact service reps, and they will assist you in filing your claim. They understand the rating process, and they can help you with all that good stuff. If you could just go back a slide really quick. So the QR code is actually how you can book an appointment, or you can go to the website and book the appointment. It is going to give you two options. It's going to give you an in-person, and it's going to give you virtual. If you select the virtual appointment, you're going to Houston, to our regional office, because we are a satellite office from the Houston regional office. You'll be talking to somebody there. If you select the in-person, I'm going to tell you that the best zip code to put in is 78251, because that is the Northwest Healthcare Clinic's zip code, because we're located off of 151 over by SeaWorld. And that'll get you into our office, and then you'll schedule your appointment. We book 3 weeks out. I can tell you we have appointments next week. We already have appointments next week. I monitor our calendar and our schedule all the time. So we do already have appointments booked out, so just go ahead and book one of our appointments. Come in and talk to one of my counselors. We do give you 30-minute slots to go over and discuss your situations and your claims. All right? And so, but we thank you all for your service, and again, just come and see us and file your claim.
We are now going to proceed to the question and answer part of our program. For those of you in the audience that have a question, please raise your hand and we'll bring a mic to you. And for those of you on Facebook Live, please post your question and we'll try to ask most of those. So anyway, here we go. Any questions? All right. Well, we have a Facebook Live question, and this is probably Colonel Slacks or the Sergeant Majors. Army retired Master Sergeant Corrales asked, they took away several racquetball courts for a temporary contracted exercise program. They made the courts a weight room instead of returning them to the racquetball courts. Can the racquetball courts be returned where they were?
Thank you for that question. This is Colonel Slack. So can you tell from the question what location they're specifically referring to? And the only reason I ask is we did convert some racquetball courts, but we did retain some as well. And so I wasn't sure if Randolph. Okay, so there aren't 4 anymore, but we did maintain 2 racquetball courts, and they still have all the equipment in the fitness center there. So the other 2 likely will not convert back, just because they're being used for the other weight programs. But we did maintain 2 racquetball courts. You just have to walk a little bit further down in that hallway to see them, and we do still maintain rackets and racquetballs. It's funny because I asked that question when I was getting my immersion, because I grew up playing racquetball with my father, so sensitive to that. But yes, we have 2 racquetball courts that remain in the facility there, but the other 2 that we converted will not be converted back.
Thank you. All right, the next question, also a Facebook question, comes from Shannon Stevenson Cole about medical appointments, and that's probably your thing, Sergeant Major Torres. She's saying that regular appointments take 90 to 120 days. I'm told to go to urgent care. Issues are almost the same at urgent care. Can't get through.
Well, as far as the appointments right now, as it stands, I mean, BAMSI is trying to work as best as it can in order to bring new physicians, nurses, and everything else back into BAMSI. BAMSI is in the same position just like in university on the outside source. Everyone is running short of physicians. I know that's not the best answer that I can give you, but without physicians, we cannot have an appointment, and we definitely cannot strain the physicians by adding more onto their panel, because they have to make sure that they're doing the right choices for those patients. But BAMSI is looking at being able to hire more physicians, so as soon as we get them in, then there'll be more appointments. I know that a lot of them are with no appointments at this time because they're about 2 to 3 weeks out, but a lot of them, they have to go out to the network, and there are a lot of clinics right now that are sending a lot of our patients out to the network, but we're trying to hopefully get that master down to where we can at least bring them back and keep them in-house, because BAMSI definitely wants to keep every patient in BAMSI. We do not want to send them out, but we definitely need to make sure that the patients are taken care of one way or another.
All right, questions from the audience? Right over here. Got a mic coming to you.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, I had a few issues that I've had since I've been here in San Antonio, and back in the day, I retired in 1998. There used to be a community sergeant major that you could reach out to, or their office, and get an answer. It just seems as though there is no one for retiree to go directly to and get feedback. Some of my issues are with the storage. I have a vehicle in storage, an RV, and also the family camps. They went from $400 to $650. I know that things cost more, but that's an over 50% jump for a retiree. And those issues, we don't get to address them. We just get to come to forums like this and listen to individuals that are retired and volunteering their time, but they don't have an effect. The individuals that have the effects are the individuals that are on active duty. And one of these days, you'll be where we are.
I believe there is a Sergeant Majors Association. Joe, do you know? Okay, I think there is a Sergeant Majors Association or group, but I don't know where it is. Okay.
I'll address that. But that's why you have the Joint Base San Antonio Retirement Service Office, you have the Randolph Activities Office, and Lackland Activities Office. That is where you go to if you have questions or need assistance, so that we can point you in the right direction and address it through our chain of command. And that's why we have the Retired Council, and that's what we're here for. This is what this forum is for, is to inform you. You do have these channels. You know, if you're retired Army, every quarter you receive a quarterly bulletin. So on that quarterly bulletin, it lists every RSO for your assistance. So that's what our officers are there for. I can tell you, if you have a question, you need assistance, just like yesterday, I had a retired member call me and says, Joe, I need an appointment with you. No problem. It's a walk-in service. How can I assist you? My dentures are broken and I need an appointment. Whoa, wait a minute. Joe can't fix that, but I can find out where we can try to get you an appointment or get you directed to help you for that assistance. So they thought Joe was the dentist. Joe, no dentist. Joe's a field artillery retired member. Okay? So, but our offices, Randolph, Lackland, and Fort Sam, if you are retired and or you're a spouse or a surviving spouse, to include former spouses, that is your key right there. That is your link. Thank you.
Okay, we have another question.
Yes, my name is Renee Weldy, and my question is how is it determined?
Hold the mic up to your mouth.
How is it determined this is BAMSI Healthcare? How is it determined who is referred on the outside? I'm a retiree, 24 years in the service, and oftentimes I'm referred on the outside. I would prefer my care to be at BAMSI just for continuity of care. And I have a friend who's a spouse, who's never served in the military. Yes, of course, her husband did, but she can get care there. So I'm trying to wonder, I'm wondering how is it determined who is referred on the outside, and if you want to wait the time it takes to get an appointment there, can you wait?
So the answer to your question is right there to your right-hand side. I'm going to defer if you can bring that mic right to the professionals. There you go. They will have that correct answer for you.
Hi, thank you. My name is Dawn Ryan. I am the chief of BAMSI Referral Management. Now, what you're talking about necessarily is a specialty referral, and that would be mainly our CAMO Referral Management Office, but I can speak on it to some extent. So with any of the referrals, they all go to the clinic. The clinic reviews those referrals, usually the providers, and they will determine whether they have the capability to do it, whether they have the capacity, if their schedule is full and they're not going to be able to get you in for a specific amount of time, etc., if it's continuity of care that you want. So those three things will be the reason why you would get deferred out to the network. If they don't have the capability to do it, if they're at capacity, or if it's continuity of care. If for whatever reason you want to remain and wait for an opening at the MTF, what you need to do is either contact either our patient advocates, or you can contact that clinic's patient advocate, let them know that you're willing to wait, and a lot of times we can put that in the referral and they can keep it on base. But again, that's up to that clinic and whether, you know, depending on how long that wait's going to be. We do understand, though, that out in the network, as he had stated earlier, because of the decrease in the amount of providers and stuff that are out, that you're having a long wait out in the network as well. So sometimes maybe it is better just to say, you know, hey, keep my referral at the MTF. I'm willing to wait, you know, 4 to 6 weeks to get in. But you just need to let us know that information, and we'll be more than able to reach out to see if they're willing to keep that referral on base.
Okay, Ben, please.
Good morning. My name is Thomas Solis. I retired in 1998. And my issue is that once you turn 65, it seems that you're kicked out of the system. In March, I had a triple bypass. I have fatty liver, I have diabetes, I have cataracts, and once I turned 65, before I even healed from my surgery, I was told you no longer have a provider. Everywhere I go to try to get help, they need a provider to refer me to them. So I ran out of my diabetes pills. Where do I go? I was told go to the emergency room and they can help you, which I didn't know about. But I still have a fatty liver. I still have sleep apnea. And I got kicked out. You no longer have a provider. We're short providers, but what happened to the one I had prior to getting kicked out?
So I'm just going to make a quick clarification. Again, I'm actually Mr. William Torres, retired Sergeant Major, Patient Experience Branch. We handle all the patient concerns and complaints. The professionals that we have and also in our office is the Beneficial Services, which is Ms. Floyd Miller. She is actually the Chief of Beneficial Services, so I'm going to defer that question directly to there, because those letters that you receive when you turn 65 or getting ready to turn 65, they're coming from that office. So without further ado, Ms. Floyd Miller.
I have another medical question before you hand the mic back from the Facebook Live.
Okay, so let me address the question about, we hear it all the time that you were kicked out. It's not that we kicked you out, it's just that you had a benefits change. Medicare was, when did it come into act? 1950-something? That's something that they built for you, and that comes into play. When you become Medicare eligible, then you're no longer eligible for a TRICARE Prime or TRICARE Select. So we didn't kick you out, it's just that you're just losing your primary provider, and it's just a benefits change. So with your Medicare and then your TRICARE for Life, they combine together, and that way you have the best of both worlds. You end up losing your primary care, but you're still entitled to specialty care. So if you're in the clinic already, under their care, they will continue that continuity of care. But if it's a new specialty that you may need, again, it can be referred to the MTF, and then we can see if we have the capability to keep that specialty care. If not, then you'll be referred to the network, and it's going to be Medicare's primary, TRICARE for Life as a secondary. They'll go and pick up that 20% so you have no out-of-pocket expense. And so it's that we're not kicking you out, it's just that you had a benefits change. Right now we're short of providers, so we weren't able to keep people into our TRICARE Plus program. That's the program that you're looking for. So if we do open and we have providers on board able to open that program back up, you want to start looking for that. We'll advertise and put it out there to everyone, and so that way just keep your ears open. But right now, until we get healthy with providers, we just can't maintain you for that primary care. That's a completely different program, TRICARE Plus. And that's the MTF run program, and it's based on if they have the capacity to open that program back up.
Okay, I have another medical question from the Facebook
Jim,
Live.
just hold up. Reese, can you also address the Medicare supplements that where they would also lose eligibility out of the military clinics?
Okay, so with the with Medicare, you have to, when it's offered to you, when you turn 65, you have to take it. If you do not pick up your Medicare, and that's going to be the Medicare Part B. Part A, if you qualify, it's going to be automatic. Part B is the one that you have to go and apply for, and that's your premium. Part B covers your outpatient care, and if you decline that, saying I'm 100% VA, I don't need Medicare, and decline it, and decide later that you need to come back and pick it up, then you're going to have penalties. So make sure that you pick it up at 65 when it's offered to you. And if you decline it, you become direct care, and you have in a space available for direct care. Okay, but Medicare Part B pays for your outpatient. So if you're out there in the community traveling or something happens, you need that Medicare Part B. Okay, you paid into it for all these years. Take advantage of that. I know if you're collecting your Social Security, it'll come out of that check. But if you're still working, then you're going to and don't want to collect until you turn 67 or whatever your retirement age is, full retirement for Social Security, then you'll pay that premium. But otherwise, it comes out of your Social Security check.
So what I would like to do is, Ms. Floyd Miller, Ms. Floyd Miller, can you just come up here to the front for a moment? On behalf of the Patient Experience Branch, can you give all an applause to Ms. Floyd Miller, because I know you guys will not be done with her yet. So we do have a couple of questions still concerning managed care, beneficiary services, so.
Okay, you didn't tell me to bring my glasses, so you're going to have to read this.
So the first question is it true that when you turn 65 and go to TRICARE for Life, you have to go to off-base doctors?
Like I said, it just depends on at the time, because anything can change. I think I had a gentleman this morning. He's going to turn 65 next year in June. So I told him just keep checking back with us, because something can change. Like I said, if we get healthy with providers, then we're able to maintain you. So it just depends on the clinic. Like I mentioned, a TRICARE Plus program, that's how you will keep your primary care. So if they have providers capacity, and we want that care because you support our GME program. So they don't want to lose you out there, but it's just that we're short of providers right now. So as soon as we get healthy, we'll open up that program and we can maintain your primary care. But specialty care is still available. It just depends on the clinic that you're asking for. Referrals you can send in. So if you're already out there with a Medicare provider, on our table we have an 800 number where you can have your provider fax a referral in. It'll go to the clinic, and if they have special care available, then they will call you to schedule an appointment. If not, then we'll send you a letter. If you don't have access to computers and you need to find a Medicare specialty, you can come into our office and we can go and print out a list for you near your home, plug in your address, your zip code, and we can give you a list of specialists for a Medicare provider. And we make sure that they are accepting Medicare payment amount.
So the next question kind of follows through with that, and that is, why are Medicare recipients not given assistance locating physicians who work well with BAMSI when sent out to the community care?
So I just mentioned that. So if you come to our office, you're having trouble locating the provider, come in, we can help you find, and we have a list, we have access to the Medicare site. If you don't have a computer to print this out or look up providers, come in. We'll help you find those different specialties that you need. And we'll give you a list, and it's a matter of going through finding out someone is close to your home, are they taking new patients, and book appointment. And as far as getting those medical records back into the system, there's, I don't know if you have information regarding with records, getting information back in, but we try to work with providers. And the other thing, what I do caution some of the people who have Medicare, the only problem I see that people have when they go out there in the community is for labs. Other than that, I don't see people having issues with any kind of out-of-pocket expenses. Labs is very different. If there's something that's not covered, Medicare wants to make sure that they have that it's medically necessary. If it's not, then you may see a bill. So very important. You can bring those labs orders into BAMSI. We can do it there. You just have to come back in and pick it up, and that way you won't have any out-of-pocket expenses. But the only time I have to assist someone is with labs. So be very careful. You ask them, are all these labs covered by Medicare? If they say, then you want to bring it to BAMSI.
Thank you. Okay, we have time for one last question, and I'm going to ask the RSO to take that one.
This is one of the questions from online. It's regarding National Guard and Reserve, those that are serving in the gray area. Who do we see to assist for assistance on their applications? The RSOs. We are like your Ghostbusters. That's who you're going to be calling upon if you have retirement questions and need assistance. Thank you.
Okay, we're now concluding our town hall. Today we hope we've given you information that you can use. If there were questions that we could not get to, it's because of our time limitations. We will try to answer those questions with our partners here, with all the people that are here. We will also try to answer all the Facebook questions that we had. Those will be posted on the Facebook page and on the Retired Member Council page. At this time, I would like to ask General Oakland if he has any closing comments or reflections.
Okay, I don't want to take up a lot more time. The whole point of this next period was to let you go and talk to the experts that are around the room here. So I want to make sure we preserve that time for you. What I do want to say is thank you for coming. And you just heard how we're going to try to make sure that we get every question answered. We're going to try to maintain an effective communication link with you, not just through this town hall, but over time. And so thanks for coming today. Hopefully you got something out of the information we shared. If you wouldn't mind, one more time, just giving a round of applause for all the panel members and the presenters. Thank you. And specifically, I want to thank the Military and Family Readiness Center. I want to thank those who did the setting up and tearing down and provided experts at all of our resource tables. And I want to thank you for asking the questions you did, whether here in the room or through Facebook Live. There are a couple of us who will stick around up here in the front of the room. If you would like to talk about feedback for this particular forum, we would love to hear that. So we'll be here for you in addition to all of the expertise you have around the room. So once again, thank you for coming. It was great to see you here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the time here and the rest of your day. Thank you.